Working Class Beer Reviews is looking at Genesee Ice. Genesee Brewing Company was founded in 1878. If you watched the cream ale video that I did, the Genesee cream ale, you would have heard about that. Um, Genesee Ice was introduced in 1993. The early to mid 90s is around the time that the ice beer craze was going on. Everybody started doing it. Um, some of the originators of the ice beer craze, I think, would have been Ice House, which is a Miller product, still actually being made. And then Bud Ice came out. Molson makes an ice. Pretty much everybody at that time made an ice beer. Um, this is one that's still around. Bud Ice. Um, Milwaukee's Best Ice, Natural Ice, Keystone Ice. Um, Off the top of my head, probably should have done some more research. Those are the ones that are still very, very prevalent. There may be more out there, but those are the ones that are very prevalent. I know there's some Schlitz malt liquor ice, and Camo makes an ice, but this is 5.5% alcohol, which is on par with Bud Ice. Most of the other ones are 5.9, so this is a little lighter in the alcohol by volume. So this is a new updated can label here. I'll try to get it straight for you. Last year or so they've changed it. This is a 24-ounce can. I got this for $1.19 at Woods Supermarket. Genesee tall can beers like this are real cheap right now. They have the cream ale, they have this, and they have the Genesee Black there at this supermarket, which the Genesee Black is a 8%, kind of like a Steel Reserve or a Hurricane or Natty Daddy, something like that. So, and I've got one of those saved away for a review later. But Genesee Ice is distributed in 30 packs of cans. It's, I'm sure, 12 packs. They may have pints. Genesee is in Rochester, New York. So probably more along the East Coast is a lot more prevalent and widely distributed. Outside of that, it's kind of spotty. Like I brought out in my Genesee Cream Ale video, Genesee products in my area are not distributed by beer companies. They're distributed by the liquor companies like major brands or glaziers. So this is the way I find it the most. Sometimes they might throw a 30-pack of cans around in some of the stores for sale, but this is where I find it. And man, this is priced super appropriately. $1.19 for, to put it in perspective, Bud Ice is usually around $2.09 for a 25-ounce can, because the Anheuser-Busch cans are 25-ounce cans. The quart can of Milwaukee's Best, the 32-ounce can of Milwaukee's Best Ice is around $2. Maybe $1.89 in some places, but it's usually around $1.99. So $1.19 is a pretty good deal for that. So, it's a nice looking label. I liked it better. They had a couple of years or so, or before this, they had a throwback label that was kind of neat. It looked like very vintage, classic. Kind of wish they had stuck with that, but they change every so often. It's just how things work. So I am going to crack it open. Nice hiss. Church key. You can see that without spilling it. It spilled a little bit, sorry. But and I've got one of my little stubby mugs. This has got a nice little diamond configuration. I rinsed it off and should have dried it out, but this is one of my favorite ones. I like this one. So I'm going to pour it fairly aggressively. The head dissipated almost immediately. That's crazy. Wow. Not real proud of that. Sorry, Genesee. I wish the head would stick around a little better. But anyway, What does it look like? I see some bubbles still streaming up, so it's got the carbonation going on. It's not flat or anything. Um, it's deeper gold, very clear, highly filtered. The ice brewing process is kind of interesting. They just, when they're lagering it, when they're aging it, maturing it, whatever you want to call it, they bring the temperature down. And now some companies use like a ceramic filter that they push the beer through that's really cold, and it collects ice crystals on the outside of it. So essentially they're reducing the amount of water in the beer. They're Therefore they're concentrating the amount of alcohol that's been produced in the beer. So it's like extracting some of the water content. They're strengthening the ABV. And I think in the Milwaukee's Best video, the Milwaukee's Best Ice video that I did, I think that was my very first actual beer review. I kind of compared it to making chicken stock when you boil it or simmer it down and reduce it, therefore strengthening the flavor. It's kind of similar to that. So let's give it a smell. It smells like a standard American lager beer. Grain. It's not going to be hoppy. I know Genesee uses corn. They say corn grits, so that's kind of cool if that's the case. A lot of people anymore, they just use extracts, syrups, but that could be the case now because it doesn't. I looked on their website and it doesn't say anything about corn grits anymore. It used to, so that may have changed where they're just doing extracts now, like most people. So, I mean, it's clear, clean. I really wish the head would have stayed around, but that could have been my glass not being prepped properly at all. But yeah, before I ramble on, let's go for a taste. Very pronounced grain flavor. Sweet, not too sweet, but it is sweet. You're going to get that from these ice beers, with the elevated ABV. 5.5 though, that's pretty moderate, or modest, I should say, pretty modest. I guess you could call it a Bock by, beer standards. It is pretty much anything above 5% can be considered a Bock. Could be considered a malt liquor, which malt liquor just means strong beer. That's just a made up term to avoid higher taxes and stuff. So, because in some places, beer is taxed differently, or alcohol is taxed differently in different alcohol brackets, or beer can only be called beer when it's 5% or below in some states like Texas. So, it tastes clean. It's definitely a little on the sweeter side. Is it good? Is it? I mean, no, it's not foul. It is good. It's not great. It's not like this elevated product, you know. But I don't think they're trying to make it. That's what the other point I was going to get at. This is not a speculative something you need to dissect and break down. It's not what this is designed for. This is designed to just consume and enjoy. You want to drink it cold. It's not one of those you want to let warm up. If you let it warm up, you might get some kind of off and foul flavors. Most lagers, American lagers especially, are that way. Now, German lagers, European lagers, maybe a little different. Ooh, there is some carbonation. Wow, I felt that. But yeah, Genesee Ice, 5.5%. I don't know the IBUs. I'm guessing it's probably a standard, probably around 15, 16, something like that. How do I compare it? To me, it's on par with Keystone Ice, Natural Ice, Milwaukee's Best Ice. It's been so long since I've had Ice House, so I can't even really compare it to that. Even Bud Ice. Bud Ice is probably a little smoother. I'm just gonna be honest with you, but it's also more expensive. So for what I'm getting and what I'm paying, And that's what this channel, you know, a lot of it. I'm not always going to do this like everyday cheap beers. I might throw in something nice and a little pricier once in a while, just, you know, to keep it mixed up. But for $1.19 for this 24-ounce can, yeah, it tastes fine. It's priced appropriately, and that's really all you could ask for something like this. It's not substandard. You know, it's good. It's fine. You know, it'd be, you know, I don't really grade beers. I mean, I guess it'd be a, you know, an 80%, or I don't know. Here's the thing. That's something I guess I could talk about while I'm on this video. When it comes to grading beers, you could think of it like you would grade things at school. Like anything below a 60 is failing. But if you go like in a balance point of view, 5 out of 10 is halfway. So that would be average. You know, that's an average. So there's two different ways you can look at that. I would consider this an average beer. So a 5 out of 10. Some people will say, well, that makes it poor. That makes it bad. If you're looking at it like you would like you're grading a school paper or something like that, that would be the way you look at it. But I would think something that's bad would be like a 1 or a 2, you know, out of 10, or even out of 5, you know. But yeah, anything below half, you're starting to get into the stuff. It's like, I probably wouldn't buy it again. Would I buy this again? Yeah, I mean, for that price, why not? You know, I bought this can for this review. I've had them before. It's nice, you know, if you want just to have a set limit, you know, 24 ounces, that would equal 2 regular beers. You know, that's a good limit to have put on yourself. But take another sip. But yeah, I don't see a problem with it. Are there other beers that are better? Yeah. But so what? You know, they're not charging the same price as those other beers. So that's actually where this one shines. That's a big deal to me. It's priced appropriately. That helps elevate the, I guess you'd say, grading. You know, if it was like the same price as other beers but didn't taste as good, then therefore it takes it down. I'm like, I can't justify it, but I can justify this. This is fine. But thanks for watching this video, and if you've ever had any Genesee products, this seems to be pretty common when Genesee products are in your area. This is one of them. And so let me know if you've had it. Let me know what you think, and I will see you guys later.